All right, so I'm going to be doing a video installing on my Moro 07 Special Edition the new derestrictor from E+. And yeah, we're going to see how it runs, see how it goes, do some test trials and go from there. All right, walk you through. All right, so the first step is going to be to remove the crank arm. Going to need a 8mm. And with the Praxis cranks that come on the Moros, when you start loosening them up, they actually loosen pretty easily. But then you'll feel a little resistance, and when you feel the resistance, you just keep pushing through until it loosens up. So it's pretty common. You gotta give it a crank, push it through. And I'm doing this on the ground because I don't have a lift, so I'm using my motorcycle stand. But all works the same way in the end. You guys are sitting there out there going, yeah. Anyways, you can see it's loosening up now. So we'll move this guy and then get to the next step. And there we go. There's that. Make sure it doesn't drop on the car. So you can do this in whatever order you want. But I'm going to take the case off and I'm going to disconnect the battery, remove the battery, because we're going to have to disconnect it anyways as we get in there. One thing also, when you remove the cover from the Moros, make sure that you catch the retaining pins and the washers because they will come flying off. So make sure you do that when taking the cover off. Now that we have the battery removed, we just need to get the cover off and get access to it, and then we'll do the wiring. All right, so the sensor on the far right is the speed sensor, the 3-wire sensor with the blue. And I'm not sure if they're all like that, but this Moro 07 Special Edition is. So the one that's furthest on the right, that's the one that we're gonna take out. And in its place, okay, let's see if I can get these guys here, is gonna be the white 3. So the white 3 is gonna plug in, and then the black is gonna go back into the sensor itself. So we'll get those plugged in and go from there, because I only have one hand. All right, so we have all those plugged in. We have the white going in the far right, the 3-pin connector. This is the speed sensor. And all that we had to do was reconnect the routing. So to complete the loop is to plug the black into the black. Now we have the 5-pin. So the 5-pin needs to come out. And then we just place in the 5-pin. And then what I'm gonna have to do with my other hand, and I guess I could do it, is to connect these little turkeys together. So we got those. So that actually is the complete setup for plugging it in. All right, so we have all the wires hooked up and ready to go. And all that we had to do was put the 2 whites, remember the 3, the 5 on the left, replacing those, and then just completing the loop, plugging the black to the black. So it's super easy. And then what I'll do is I'll show all the settings in the app and go from there. Okay, so this is the last part of the install, and it's something that's not in the manual, but you do need to remove the bolts, both sides for the motor bolts, and then at least loosen this guy just to drop it down, because the E3 tuning unit needs to go up into the frame, and you need to tuck it up in there because it's pretty long. So I've already tucked it all the way up in there, and I'm just closing it up. So do that, and then I'll show a video. All right, so everything's put back together. It's fit nicely. Everything boots up. I'll get the app going, and then I'll do a little video. One thing that I would point out, though, is if you do drop the motor, this piece, this little right here for the chainstay, make sure you remove it, because otherwise you're going to hit the frame. Other than that, yeah, everything's good to go.